Friends, welcome back to VK Jain Sir ki MVP classes. In this particular presentation, module E22, I will be discussing salient features of earthing methods employed in our Indian projects. Uh, Friends, this IS 3043 of 218 is the primary Indian Standard Code of Practice of Earthing published by Bureau of Indian Standards. It provides comprehensive guidelines for design, installation and maintenance of earthing system to ensure electrical safety for personnel and equipment. Apart from this particular code, we are supposed to refer Indian electricity rules, safety measures and CPW specifications for electrical works. Part 1 Internal. The key aspects of Indian Standard 3043 is that it covers earthing for power stations, substation, industrial premises and low voltage installations. The purpose of this code is to protect against electrical shock and damage by directing fault current safety to the ground. Components outlines specifications for earthing electrodes, copper/GI, soil resistivity measurement and connections. Friends, through this slide, we'll be discussing some salient relevant definitions which are necessary for code of practice for earthing. It has defined two type of equipments, class 1 equipment and class 2. The class 1 equipment in which protection against electric shock does not rely on basic insulation only, but which includes means of the connection of exposed conductive parts to a protective conductor in a fixed wiring of installation. In the class 2 equipment in which protection against electrical shock does not rely on basic insulation only, but in which additional safety precautions such as supplementary insulations are provided, there being no provision for connection of exposed metalwork of the equipment to a protective conductor and no reliance upon precautions to be taken in the fixed wiring of the installation. Next is touch voltage. The potential difference between a grounded metallic structure and a point on the earth's surface separated by a distance equal to normal maximum horizontal reach approximately 1 meter. There is something like earthing mat, a grounding system formed by a grid of horizontally varied conductors and which serves to dissipate the earth fault current to earth and also as an equipotential binding conductor system. The earthing mats have been provided in most of the underground metro stations. Next set of definitions. First is equipotential binding. Electrical connection putting various exposed conductive parts and extraneous conductive parts as a substantially equal potential. Note: in a building installation, equipotential bonding conductor shall interact with following conductive parts: protective conductor, second earth continuity conductor, and third riser of air conditioning system and heating system if any. Next, Statutory provision for earthing. Earthing shall generally be carried out in accordance with the requirement of Central Electricity Authority measures relating to safety and electrical supply. Regulation 2010, uh, having amendment from time to time, and relevant regulation of the electrical supply authority concerned. Uh, how many earthing is required for DG set and transformer? In case of three-phase DG sets or transformer, the total number of earthing pits stations shall be 4, that is 2 for neutral earthing and 2 for body earthing. In case of single phase DG set, the total number of earthing stations shall be 2 and it shall be used for body earthing. The body earthing is necessary so that a person touching part of any such equipment does not get the shock. And the neutral earthing is necessary to stabilize the voltage system. So suppose if it is disconnected, then there is likely to get 11 kV transferred to 433 medium voltage. Say most of the government code recognizes following type of electrodes. That means methods of earthing: pipe earthing, plate earthing, rod earthing, strip and conductor earthing, apart from chemical earthing. Simple electrical earthing for temporary installations. Friends, rod earthing uses rods that may be of copper, steel, or stainless steel. These, these are driven deep into the ground. This method requires less excavation and is ideal for areas with rocky soil or limited space. Rod earthing involves inserting a metal rod, which is usually made of copper or galvanized iron, inserted vertically into ground and connecting it to the electrical system. This rod acts as a path for fault current to safely discharge into ground. This type of earthing system is best suited for areas with low soil resistivity like moist or clayey soil where electricity can easily pass through. One of the biggest advantages of this is quick and easy to install, requiring less digging compared to plate or strip earthing. However, in areas where the ground is rocky or dry, the performance may not be as effective as in other soil. In such cases, you might need to drive the rod deeper or consider a more advanced solution like Marconite earthing for better safety and reliability. And this may form tripod earthing also. Friends, we are discussing pipe type earthing which is recommended by CPW also. In this has two different portions. One is very near to the ground uh, through which a earthing pit is made for watering purposes. We have to keep on putting water during summer periods and other such period. We have to keep this system wet. The second portion implies a rod, a pipe which is perforated and surrounded with uh, such materials which are needed for making this conductive, fully conductive. Pipe or earthing utilizes a galvanized iron or steel pipe buried vertically in the ground, often surrounded by a mixture of salt and charcoal to maintain moisture and lower resistance. It is very common method, especially in domestic and industrial installations. Some feature of pipe earthing. Pipe earthing is most common in India. Uh, Construction, it uses GI pipe of 40 to 75 diameter and 2 to 3 meter long. Perforate, Perforated pipe buried vertically and surrounded with charcoal and salt method. CPW has given this particular method, how much charcoal and salt is to be provided, or alternatively coke may be deployed. Its use is mainly for houses, commercial building and some industries. The advantage is of lower resistance, it's economical, it occupies less space and it is most popular. The material is easily available. The disadvantage that it gets corroded over the time. Plate earthing is a traditional method and it implies copper or GI plate which is buried vertically. Size may be 600 by 600 into 3.15 mm thickness. GI, in case of GI, it is 600 by 600, but thickness is just double of the copper. Depth is equal to or less than 3 meter. Charcoal salt filling, useful building for small installations. It is simple, it is cheap, but it needs watering quite often and high resistance. Friends, now we are discussing chemical earthing, which is the most modern method for having effective earth, and this may be deployed in many big campuses and in area which are normally dry. So chemical earthing improves the quality of earthing. Construction, copper bonded rod backfilled with chemical compound. This compound may be bentonite or graphite. We'll discuss this in next slide. It is used in data center, hospitals, telecommunication application, and sensitive electronic manufacturing. Uh, I have shown a diagram here which is which is utilizing chemical earthing. It has a watering pipe, watering pit, and this is provided with a bus bar, copper bus bar, which may be mounted nearby on the wall, external wall. Uh, in this method, we are placing a rod deep inside. The rod may be uh, 300 deep, copper bonded electrode type, and we take it up to natural soil. Prospects. It, it is able to provide very low resistance. It is maintenance free, stable in all seasons, has a very long life. The disadvantage is that it involves higher cost. Once again, the diagram showing the chemical earthing of one particular brand. But this is most effective method of earthing. Friends, this slide shows the use of bentonite used in earthing. It is a natural clay mineral used around earth electrodes. Properties: it absorbs 5 to 8 times more water. It swells and becomes gel-like. It retains moisture for a long time. It is very it is having very low resistivity. It is non-corrosive and eco-friendly. It keeps soil permanently moist, increases contact area, reduces earth resistance, improve, improves stability in summer, prevents seasonal variation. Friends, in this particular slide, I have compared different type of materials used in chemical earthing and their advantages and disadvantages. Cementolite, we have already discussed. It is a natural clay and purpose is moisture retention. It is eco-safe, having long life, but having slightly higher cost. We had been using charcoal salt in non-chemical earthing. This can be used for chemical earthing also. We may use graphite powder, coke breeze, gypsum, calcium sulfate, copper sulfate, magnesium sulfate, and most importantly, chemical backfill compound. This is a mixed gel type having long life earthing, having best performance, but it is costly. Friends, we may require tripod type of earthing in areas not having very good soil, hilly areas. It is used to increase the sensitivity of earthing. Tripod earthing is a method where three earth electrodes are installed in the ground, arranged in a triangle formation, that is tripod shape. All the pipes are interconnected on the top using GI or copper strip or wire. Tripod earthing gives lower earth resistance compared to single electrode. This type of earthing is being used in hard soil where soil conductivity is low and it is not possible to dig to greater depth. Three GI pipes of 40 mm or more each and 1 meter length or even deeper are interconnected at the top with the help of three pipes of 20 mm diameter each of 1 meter length in triangular formation. The area each pipe is then chemically treated for developing soil conductivity as it is done in the pipe electrodes. The components of this system is three GI pipe rod electrodes, 2 to 3 meter long typically, GI copper strip of size 25 by 3 mm or 32 by 6 mm common. Earth pit with charcoal plus salt or ventolite. Test leak chamber has to be provided. Friends, the advantages of tripod earthing is lower earth resistance, better fault current dissipation, redundancy if one rod fails, other work, stable formation in dry soil, easy testing and maintenance, cheaper than plate earthing. Typical values: rod length 2 to 3 meter, rod diameter 40 to 50 mm, pipe or 12 to 20 mm in rod shape. Spacing is 2.5 to 3 meter. Earth resistance 1 to 5 ohm. Material may be GI or copper. This is used if soil is dry and rocky. Add ventolite or chemical compound. Pour water occasionally. Use copper rod for better performance. Friends, this table provides comparison of three or four earthing methods. Friends, once again, I am providing details of tripod earthing system. This consists of a tripod, three pipes interconnected through a joint system, and these are digged deep inside and surrounded by the earthing materials. It has a lead, it is connected to the system to be earth through this lead. This provides a watering system and this provides material. It's this section. This section is shown here also. It has a vertical electrode, maybe copper bonded rod. This is filled with earth enhancement compound, and horizontally it is connected like this. Exothermally welded for 100% contact surface area. Friends, at last I am putting up a table which compares all type of earthing systems: plate, pipe, rod, strip or chemical earthing. And chemical earthing is used in critical systems having very high cost. Strip earthing may be used in substations. Rod type of earthing is recommended for used in rocky areas. Pipe and plate earthing are the common methods, of which plate earthing is having medium resistance and pipe has provides low resistance, and it is used in houses and commercial installations. Plate type earthing had been used in old buildings. So thanks for peacefully watching this presentation. Please let me know if any improvement is required.